Hello, everybody. This is Aftermath, and I'm bringing to you another podcast episode of the Secret Level podcast, which was on a small hiatus for no apparent reason whatsoever. So we are one of 255,404 podcasts that are still going on after two episodes and a small hiatus. Welcome to the show, Rain. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay, thanks. Just like normal, I guess. And significantly less suicidal thoughts this time, surprisingly and interestingly. And what about you?
I am on an all-time high, like really all-time high, and I'm feeling fucking great.
What the?
And let's take the very important things first. Why the fuck did we even had a hiatus?
I don't even know. Was there a particular reason why we had a hiatus?
Well, I asked you if you have time, but your answer was barely existent. There was none.
I don't. It's entirely possible that I may have had some work then, but my memory is atrocious, so probably I don't remember.
Okay, probably that doesn't matter too much now. We had a hiatus.
No, taking vacations for no reason whatsoever.
That's Bulgarian style. It's for you.
Exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, you are less suicidal toast than always. Why is that?
I don't know. I guess it's just been, just the general stuff. Lots of good games, lots of good things happening to me. That kind of combination of a lot of cool things. And what about you? What's up with that all-time high that you were talking about?
Well, as you probably know, I do YouTube as a hobby, and there's not a lot of people watching me, but what does a hobby do if you do, like, for example, reviewing and you apply at a press? What does that do for you? Even if nobody's watching you, what do you have? Right, you got a portfolio. Now, I took all of that, and I took a self-written review, which is exclusive to yesterday because I just accidentally released it yesterday. The Center Notes review. It was actually for the German one, I made it in German.
Yeah.
That was actually for an application. Anyway, so I used that and all of my other YouTube shit and short summarize. I wrote the whole application in English again, blah blah blah. And then I had 20 pages of applications and I sent that to the presses. And I got a really good answer. And I'm really looking forward to next week. Because the answer basically said, sadly we already have an internship. However, we are very, very pleased if we could meet you. So please tell us when you got time next week so we can drink a coffee together because you are a really interesting guy and your reviews are pretty fucking good. That's
Fantastic.
That's really fantastic, yes. And then I got a friend of mine, a really old friend of mine, made me a mascot. Now I have a mascot logo. In case you haven't checked it out yet, do it. And she said she's gonna make one for every celebration, every season. So I have something to change, and it's gonna stay fresh. And she's helping me a little bit with visualizing. And then I also have applied at IGN Germany, and they are also pretty impressed. But because it's an online thing, it takes a little while longer till I get in there, maybe. So whatever, it's still really good for me, and everything is working.
Okay, fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, seems like you've got some pretty cool things going there for you.
I hope so. Like, I mean, I don't know, but if somebody tells you that they are full with workplaces with an internship and they don't have workspace left, but they still want to meet you, that's usually pretty good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it usually means that they want to offer you a job or consider you for something. I don't know.
Well, that would be great. Like, I wouldn't expect them to give me a job right off the bat because I'm 18, I'm not educated. I don't even know if there, for gaming journalism is an education you can do, but I'm still young, so maybe they could train me a little bit on the minimum wage or something. I wouldn't even care if it's only $100 a month. Fucking hell, it's my dream, man.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So that's that I got talking for me. That's pretty cool.
So
And
let's talk about more important things right now. Namely, what games did you play this week?
oh, that's a good question. Right? What games did you play this week?
I asked you first, so why don't you go first this time?
Okay, I'm going first this time. So, what did I play this week? Oh, I played Divinity Original Sins because I should get around to that at one point. I realized that, and it's like my 2 hours impression is that the game tried to sell itself as a hardcore RPG with all those different classes and statistic and roll the dice systems, but ultimately it's just a hack and slash like Diablo, or a turn-based hack and slash, and really weird because the thing is in Divinity Original Sins basically you can talk. You have two main characters, a woman and a man, and they can talk to each other. And that means that, and because it has a moral choice system, it's like imagine you have two shepherds, a man and a female shepherd, and suddenly you have a conversation between both shepherds, and you have to basically choose the answer for both shepherds. That's how it feels. It's really fucking weird.
Well, that actually sounds pretty innovative.
It's innovative, and it would be cool if you could, like, I mean, there's moral choice, so it would be cool if you could say, if the man would be all like, yeah, that was cool, and the girl would, no, there wasn't. But the thing is, there's really just only always two options, good and bad. There's no middle ground, there's no diversity, and there's really just, I think that was a good idea. No, I think it was a bad idea. Oh, I think it was a bad idea. No, I think it was a good idea. It's always just that. It's feeling very monotone, especially if you want to either characters, because then you just end up saying, yep, this was a good idea. Yep, I'm agreeing with you. Yep, we slaughtered gods. Yep, we did. It's always the same, so it feels weird, really. Like,
Well, I think that's basically a pretty big problem with the Mass Effect games as well. I mean, you only have one character there, but the choices in there, they're always extremes. You know, there's always like, you can do this extremely good thing or this extremely bad thing. There aren't any choices that are kind of sort of in the middle. While in another game with with morality and more choices like The Walking Dead, for example, there's a lot more nuance there. There isn't a good or a bad option. You know, there's just these four options that are all of them are equally good or equally bad. You know.
yes, but the thing is, in Mass Effect, you had at least a middle ground, or at least alternative ways to take the conversation. In Divinity, you don't. You don't have a middle ground.
No, you almost never had a middle ground in.
Oh, the first part you had. In the first part, there was a lot of neutral choices.
No, not really. It's always just. I mean, basically, there's like three different ways you can do the conversation. You can, if you've got a high enough Paragon skill, you can go with the Paragon choice. If you've got a high enough Renegade skill, you go with the Renegade. And if you go with the neutral one, or one that isn't explicitly Paragon or Renegade, you don't really get that reward that you want. For example, say that in Mass Effect 2 you want to get a discount. You can go to the guy and who is running the shop, and you tell him. You can either tell him use your Paragon skill and say, "Hey, I'm gonna do an advertisement for you if you give me a discount," or you can use your Renegade skill and say, "Hey, I'm gonna fucking kill you if you don't give me a discount." You know. But if you choose the middle ground, if you choose any other option, you won't get that discount. It only works if you are either a complete saint or a complete asshole.
Well, alright, okay, that I do agree with. If you want to get benefits, you have to choose a side. But the thing is, you still have a choice to not get something better. You know, you still have that. You know, there's the way to not increase or decrease the Paragon points, and in Divinity there's no. You for every choice you get points, and it's just I don't know. It feels weird because if I bribe guards, I shouldn't feel like I should become hated because the only choice I could have was to do something really stupid for them or to kill them. And if I bribe them, then for me that's the neutral opinion. Why do I get bad points for that? You know, it feels like I'm forced into a role I don't want to be in.
It's again, it's the same thing in Mass Effect, and no matter what you do, no matter what you choose, you get Paragon and Renegade points.
Okay, I haven't played Mass Effect for a long time apparently, but really I don't remember that there was only good and bad in that game. But alright, okay.
Yeah, well, it's very it's the same thing in the previous game developed by BioWare in Knights of the Old Republic, where no matter what you do, there's always the light side choice and the dark side choice.
Oh come on! Knights of the Old Republic had a lots of neutral grounds.
No, it didn't really. I mean,
I played the game just a couple of days ago. Please.
I don't know. I don't think there were a lot of neutral choices.
I can give you examples. I can give you examples.
Okay, good. Go for it.
Alright, so remember this Jedi and the Jedi Conclave, which was going outside because she thought she killed her master? The cat looking one, yes, that one. In the first part of the game, the Kota 1. Then you, when you got to be a Jedi, and your last work before you were official Jedi was basically to seek a shrine and seek a Jedi which was going astray. So if you have good conversation skills, you can basically tell her to come back in a way that you get points, good points, or you can just kill her to get bad points. However, if you don't have good conversation skills, you can just talk with her and you can annoy the shit out of her so hard that she goes back or tries to kill you, and then you eventually defeat her. Then she goes back, even just being fucking annoyed at you, you know. And that's, in my opinion, kind of nice middle ground, because there's another choice where you don't annoy her as much.
But it's still giving you good points and bad points.
No,
you know?
no, it's not. It's not giving you good or bad points for that choice. So the annoy.
Not give you points.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't give you any alignment. It just doesn't show to give you alignment. Maybe it does, but it doesn't show it.
That's well. I mean, maybe I played the game in a different way, but pretty much everything I did gave me points.
Well, you always choose the extremes, don't you?
Oh, maybe a little bit, but not always, not every single time, you know, and I still got points every single time.
Alright, fair enough. I'm not gonna complain. I'm probably thinking you're right, but as I said, I have a different experience with it.
Yeah, the cool thing about these games is, you know, you can play them in a million different ways.
Yeah, I agree
Yes,
with.
like, unlike the Telltale games, which have better morality choice or whatever, the Telltale games tend to be very linear. I mean, ultimately, if I play through The Walking Dead and you play through The Walking Dead, we're gonna get some differences, but overall it's not going to be a different experience. We can still talk about the same story. While if I play Mass Effect 3 and you play Mass Effect 3, we can play something like two completely different games, you know?
Yeah, probably.
To the point where, because in Mass Effect 3, depending on which people are alive or dead, the game changes significantly. You
Mostly, yes.
Yeah, depending on who you choose in Mass Effect 1 to save between from your squad mates, the survivor comes back as a party member in Mass Effect 3. And depending on who survived the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2, the survivors also come back in Mass Effect 3, and the people who didn't survive are replaced by new characters.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, the cool thing about it is that unlike The Walking Dead, you can just like, I can say, you know, hey, remember that time where, you know, this certain character sacrificed themselves to save this race, no, without spoiling too much, and you can be like, what? No, it didn't happen for me at all. This scene, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, for example, you can do that, but as you say, we're spoiling a little much, and you shouldn't really talk about Walking Dead, because I know for a fact how much you love that game, so we shouldn't talk about too much about it, otherwise people who watch this podcast shouldn't play it anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay. That I'm usually careful with spoilers. I usually just spoil stuff that is very, very old. You know, something like Final Fantasy 6 and 7. You know, pretty much everybody knows that Ares dies.
Hi! Don't spoil me 556. I just started. I know it's 20 years old. Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about 7. Everybody knows that Ares dies. You know, it's like it was such a big shock back when the game came out that, you know, pretty much everybody knew about it, everybody talked about it, and now everybody knows about it. Even people who don't know what Final Fantasy 7 is know that there is a character called Ares in that game who dies. You know?
What was it? What was it? There's like what was it? The joke where people working in the restock industry, like GameStop, etc. Yes.
Yeah.
They as in first April jokes when the game was a year old and people knew about it already. Very few people didn't know, and they were very offended when you spoiled them. So what they did, they took duct tape in Germany, and they wrote on the duct tape. They wrote Ares dice at the end, and they cover dice in the middle, and they basically printed it over Final Fantasy 7. So every Final Fantasy 7 game was called Ares dice during the middle.
Oh man,
That was
German
pretty
talking
funny.
at its finest.
Yeah, that's trolling, yes, but back then it wasn't GameStop. It was EG Games, and EB Games was cool. I just wanted to point that out.
Pretty cool. But yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, is there really such a thing as an expiration date for spoilers? That's actually a pretty interesting topic.
Yeah, but we should maybe not so. Should we talk about this right now?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just mentioning that it's a very interesting topic to discuss, but I don't think that. Oh my god, we should totally discuss this right now.
Alright, we should maybe keep it in mind because I have no idea. I think I was just talking about one game I played. This was Divinity, and now we derailed the topic, and it's 50 minutes in. So I should maybe get on with that.
Okay, cool.
The second big game I played was Wineforge, which is basically a good-looking Terraria, which plays like shit.
Oh.
Because the way it looks is basically it's round and it has really nice graphics, but the moment you start digging, the nice graphics basically dissolve at a little part and you see rocks behind it. Now the problem is the rocks are really really fucking small and you don't really know where you are mining at the moment. So, and because the checked out model is pretty big, you get confused a lot, and the RPG stats doesn't help, and the game is just really feels weird. Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, I thought that there was already a good-looking Terraria, and it's called Minecraft.
I wouldn't even compare Minecraft and Terraria with each other. Really, they are so different.
They are? I mean, I haven't played too much Terraria, but from what I played, it was pretty much Minecraft. in
Yeah,
2D.
yeah, you build a house in 2D, but in Terraria there's over 400 different weapons and over 800 different accessories and over 20 bosses. It's really a build your house RPG, explore your world RPG, do dungeons RPG, and do the quest RPG. It's just it's really just a low open world sandbox RPG, but it's more focused on the combat side than Minecraft really. Like there's so much more focus on combat. They are so cool bosses. They certainly require tactics. They are classed in the clouds with cloud enemies like big cloud dragons with 4,000 HP and shit like that. It's awesome if you get to that point. But yeah, the beginning is a little bit like Minecraft, but that quickly changes.
I don't know. I mean, Minecraft has this certain appeal to it. Like the moment you start playing Minecraft, you cannot stop. You need to go exploring, and by the time you realize that, oh holy shit, I've been playing Minecraft for like 3 or 4 hours straight, you're already hooked. You want to continue. With Terraria, it's for me particularly, it didn't really have that hook. I don't know why. Could it because it just wasn't designed as well as Minecraft? But I played Terraria for about 30-40 minutes, something like that. You know, I did some, I mined a little bit, collected some stuff, and I was just like, no, this isn't fun for me. I don't know why I'm doing this. So maybe if I have the game right now on Steam, maybe if it came out on PlayStation Plus on Vita, maybe I would give it another go and try to play for like solid 2 or 3 hours this time, just to see what the fuss is all about.
Okay, I have a better idea. Why don't we both install Terraria and we play it instead of a podcast episode next week together? And I'm gonna show you why the game is good. I'm gonna just tell. I'm just gonna not as a podcast episode, but maybe like a podcast episode.
No, like let's play, yeah, like kind of like the podcast Beyond guys are playing Minecraft together.
Yeah, I'm just gonna show you off why I do believe that Terraria has appeal, and I'm just gonna teach you how to get to the appeal, basically, you know.
Okay, sure.
But we'll
And
take out solid hours, obviously. That's a fact.
And if you buy a PS4, maybe we can play Minecraft together. That.
I don't actually mind playing Minecraft. The thing is just I think it's pretty boring. I play too much of it.
Oh, really?
A little bit. I actually legitimately played too much of Minecraft, but I didn't even play 100 hours, so that's weird. Whatever. Gotta explain that at a different time. The thing is, no, the really important thing is actually, about Minecraft. We could, if I ever get a PS4. The thing is, I just probably won't get a PS4.
Oh, really? Are you gonna get this one instead?
I am. Look, the thing is, my priority list for this year is, first of all, the very first important thing is our homepage, which we will talk about a little later in the podcast. Secondly, I need 8 gigs of RAM. That's €100.
Okay.
Thirdly, I want a camera, like a recording camera, like like a project camera kind of thing, just that kind of camera. That's.
Well, isn't your phone good enough?
I
mean,
don't have a smartphone, man. I don't
Oh.
have a smartphone. I don't want a smartphone. And.
Yeah, well, I didn't want one either, but now that I have one, it's actually pretty useful. I mean, I have a camera that shoots in 1080p. That's like.
Yeah,
impressive.
I could totally see the appeal in that, but the thing is, I don't have one, and that's why I don't quite need one yet, and I can wait with it. No offense. I know I sort of cool shit, but I just don't really need one right now. Look, the camera is gonna be 250 at least. Like, I want a high quality 100 megabyte pixel camera. Like, if I go into camera, then I want a starter model, yes, but I also want a good starter model. You do remember that I did actually wanted to record my face and with you as well if you for some reason ever turn up here.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why. And also, I can't use a smartphone and use a green screen with it. It's not gonna work because that I also wanted to get. My next
Wait,
prototype basically.
why won't it work?
Because it's just not gonna work correctly. Like if you want special effects in the green screen, you actually want a dedicated camera for it.
Wait, seriously? Because a whole lot of YouTubers who are using green screen are shooting with phones.
Yeah, but those phones, those are Nokia Lumias. They cost €500-600. I could get a camera and a green screen for the same price.
Alright, yeah, I gotcha.
Do you mean the phones with that good camera? It's very expensive, and if I really just want it for the camera, then I'm better off buying a camera, and a cheap smartphone. So, yeah. And green screen as well is €100 a set, not just a green screen, but also a bit of lighting and shit like that is around €100. That's not too expensive in my opinion. And after that, I want to upgrade my i5 to an i7 till the end of the year. That's around $800, and I'm getting a total of $60 to $100 a week. So I'm good at time if I just don't spend a lot of money yet on a smartphone.
Alright, sounds good.
Yes, that's basically my priority list, and I'm gonna pull through with that, definitely.
Well, my priority list is basically don't starve to death.
Well, that's
So,
because you're Bulgarian, and
exactly.
but chances are you soon have a job which is fun again. So chances are,
Yeah,
chances
I mean,
are.
no, the best case scenario is right now I'm working on several different projects. You know, I'm working on a webcomics with a certain somebody. I am also on and off working on another game of mine. So, you know, hopefully one of these projects is going to take out the ground and provide me with some kind of revenue. It would be really fun if I can have something creative instead of my a full-time job. Like to get my money from writing or designing or something like that. But you know, chances are it's not going to happen just because there's a sort of a saturation of the market. Like there's thousands and thousands of webcomics. How's mine going to make a difference?
There's actually going to be a huge difference. Just gonna quickly point that out. The moment years-based comic becomes better than 90%, which is easy really, because most of them are just doodles with text on. In that moment, you will automatically attract an audience. Now, I can also just don't forget, in homepage your dedicated will cost about €120 because you need to pay up front. You can always use mine for that. Don't forget about that. Before it's even started, I'm just gonna give you that offer because I'm an asshole. But seriously, you can think about that because really, $120 is quite a lot for a year contract, you know.
Yeah,
And you want a dedicated homepage. You don't want a free host because free hosts are really bad at keeping search ranks because the thing what free homepage does is they redirect your traffic to their servers, which makes them servers get traffic, which means you get none. That means officially you have visitors, but the traffic doesn't go to you, so you don't get search ranks. That's really cheesy, actually.
I gotcha. Well, we'll see how it goes. First, let's have the actual comic made, and then we're gonna think about hosting and that kind of stuff.
Yes, alright, cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the best case scenario, obviously. But as I said before, feel free to let you get help by me. I help you as much as possible because you're my friend.
Yeah, cool. I appreciate that, and I will keep it in mind.
Good. What else do we have? Oh yeah, right. What did you actually play? I totally didn't ask you now.
Oh boy, what didn't I play?
What didn't I play?
Okay, basically, I think I spent the most time with the new Persona Arena game.
Is it good?
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, and yeah, it actually is pretty good. There were some improvements to the original Persona 4 Arena, which I think make the gameplay all the more fun.
The only improvement they could have got done to make Persona 4 Arena better is to include more Persona 3.
That's basically what they did, actually. A single Persona 3 character who showed up and in the game as a playable party member and is still alive after that game ended is playable in Arena Ultimax.
Oh wait, the main character, you mean Minato?
No, I said every single character who is dead.
Oh yeah, alright, so no Cheetos. Sorry, Junpei went there.
Oh, fantastic and great. And now I spoiled everything about Persona 3.
Oh, nobody knows that name. I could have mispronounced it for Akana, maybe, you know.
Oh, well.
Also, Persona 3 is a little bit older now. Come on. If you didn't play Persona 3 till now, the chances are you won't even care about it. You probably stick with Persona for Gold and be a hipster twat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Persona next year, no, the year after, 2016, Persona 3 will become 10 years old. Right now, the game is 8 years old. I mean, come on. It's like
Also, probably the moment you Google, the moment you Google Persona 3 and go Google images, you get an image saying Cheetos dies at the end, literally. Like the first thing, actually, really, the first thing in German Google is if you Google Persona 3. Persona 3 informations, actually in German, information without an S, is a discussion about if the protagonist really only sleeps. So yeah, so you get a major spoiler the moment you Google information about the game. Nice. Very nice. Congrats, German forums.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that the expansion, the FS for PS2, there's an additional epilogue, a side story where you play as, I guess.
The discussion is 7 years old.
Yeah, it's, they pretty much confirmed that the main character dies at the end.
Yeah, the thing is, discussion is 7 years old. It's the first place in search ranking. So even if you Google it, chances are you get similar spoilers in English.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, the ending is actually pretty ambiguous, especially if you're playing Persona 3 Portable, which doesn't have that epilogue with Aegis. So, it can go either way. Maybe the main character dies, maybe they doesn't. It's like a Cold Geass type of situation where, if you want to believe that the main character is alive, then sure, more power to you, but official word says that he's dead.
Yeah, that's FES as the canon, sadly, and Minako is never going to be canon, which is kind of sad.
Which is actually very interesting because if you play as Minako, in the Velvet Room, you don't get Margaret, you get Theodore. I mean, you can also get Margaret, but you also get the option to get Theodore. While with Minato, it's always Margaret.
Actually, I gotta admit that the thing about the Velvet Room, just sorry, I had to cut in, yes? The thing about the Velvet Room, with that choice, like, what, do you see a man or a woman on that picture, that was the question, or was it?
Yeah.
That singer fucking choice will confuse all of Tumblr. Period. I just want to quickly point that out. And sorry for the Windows sounds. I don't know why they came, and I'm pretty sure they come again, and I can't really fix them.
Yeah, okay, but just let me finish my thoughts before I forget it.
Right.
In Ultimax, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, you get both Margaret and Theodore, as well as Elizabeth, who's, oh my god, I kept calling her Margaret while her name is Elizabeth.
Yeah.
You get in Persona 4 she's Margaret, in Persona 3 she's Elizabeth.
Margaret Master Race.
Yeah, exactly. And in Ultimax you get all three of them at the same time. So right now we kinda have no idea what the fuck is canon and what isn't.
Can we just say that Persona 4 Ultimate Neo Mega Climax? No, wait, actually, that was Half Minute Hero. Is just weird but cool.
Yeah, kinda.
And actually, the thing is, Julia could be canon. Like, the thing about the Velvet Room is that, if I recall correctly, the Velvet Room is really just a shape of your imagination. What the fuck is wrong with the sunset?
No, not really. I mean, just it's like this space between dream and reality, mind and matter. Because there's a lot of people who interact with the Velvet Room. I mean, in Persona 4 Golden, which is the expansion for Persona 4, there's this character called Marie who goes into the Velvet Room. And in the original Persona 4, there's Teddy who also goes to the Velvet Room, and the two of you talk in there. So it's very clearly a real space. It's like, it's not just your imagination. It's a real physical place that just doesn't exist in the physical plane of existence. If that makes any sense.
Alright, the thing is, I know for one thing where I'm cutting you off right now. Last time we talked about Persona, we talked about it for 9 hours.
Yeah, okay, let's stop talking about Persona for now. I also played, as I said, I played a lot of things. I tried a little bit of Alien Isolation, which I didn't really like. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I think that what really broke the game for me was the inclusion of humans in the story. Human enemies.
Oh, human enemies? Oh, come on, really? The game is called Isolation, not fucking Call of Modern Warfare.
Yeah, it's there aren't too many of them, but they are still in the game, and if you really tacked on, the gameplay against them just isn't fun. I'm pretty sure that the guys who developed Alien Isolation saw The Last of Us, saw that it sold a bajillion copies, and they were like, guys, besides the zombies, you also fight humans in that game. So in our game, besides the alien, we should also fight humans.
Well,
they had like humans to implement it. Yeah.
Well, you used the right pronoun there. It's a single alien, by the way. It's always the same alien floating around. But the serious thing is about that alien. I played the game for a little while as well, just really an hour, maybe two. And the thing is, sometimes it's not a shock game by any chance, a stretch of the imagination. I don't get shocked by it easily. Yeah. But what I did was really surprised that they pulled up a quite nice atmosphere, in my opinion. Because I think that's a good alien game, actually. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. That's how I imagine an alien game. Maybe except minus the human enemies. Because really, you look at that screen, you hear a beep, but you don't see the alien. And then you try to run, and suddenly your character stops moving. You know what happened, and you see a tail coming out of your chest, and you die. That's how I imagine an alien game. It's fucking alien.
Yeah. If the humans weren't in that game, it would have been like the perfect alien game. It was like going to be amazing.
Well, you gotta miss the mark sometimes to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, why did they have to put these humans in there? It's just, it just blows my mind on so many levels.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it right now. The thing is, I still think that it is an isolation by what I saw, and I'm not gonna touch it again because it creeps me out. By what I'm seeing, probably the best alien game up to date.
Yeah, probably.
And
Um,
it's a really good game as well. Like it's a good you can't defend yourself for a type of game.
yeah, do you remember the first Alien vs Predator game, like the very first?
You mean the alien?
You- Maybe not the very first one though on the Jaguar. I'm talking about the first PC one that came out in something like 2001.
You
You
mean
know it?
you mean the tactic game?
Uh, which one?
The tactical game, the strategy game.
No. It's a first-person shooter.
I don't.
Alien vs Predator. Okay, well basically you can play as an alien, as a predator, or as a marine. And I think that the marine portion of it was pretty much an aliens game done right, because every time you see in something like Aliens Colonial Marines, you shoot aliens left and right. They appear to be made of fucking butter. But in Colonial Marines, every time you see an alien, unless you know exactly what you're doing, or you just run, you're dead. You know, it was like super scary. There's more than one alien. You couldn't really make just one alien, like Alien Isolation with the technology at the time. There's more than one alien, but each of them is super fucking deadly. I have beaten the game as the Predator, but I still to this day haven't beaten it as the Marine, because it's just super difficult, super scary. I'm not a guy who gets scared easily, and those levels were just enough to creep me out. And when you play as the alien, it's just it's pretty interesting. It's like a stealth horror game kind of thing. Like you climb the walls, you stalk people.
It's a stealth horror game. You are the horror.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Like something kind of reminds me of there's this mod called Hidden. Have you ever played that?
No.
It's Half-Life 2 mod. Basically, you are an invisible guy with
Oh,
superpowers.
never mind. Yes, I remember. That's basically you're invisible, you don't really make a lot of sound, and the only way to fucking get you is staying in a group and checking each other's back. At the moment somebody dies, you have to shoot and hit.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it's just you against like 10 or 20 guys who are trying to kill you. So you need to pick them off one by one.
Yeah, that's Hidden is a great game mode, really.
Yeah, that's something like that is the alien section of Alien vs Predator. The first game was something like that.
Yes. By the way, there's I have this ultimate thing that's what I actually want. Like I imagine just right now a horror game, maybe as well an alien game, a multiplayer game where you play against 6 people. They don't have an objective. They don't have weapons. They just run around a really big city, or maybe even more. You just run around a really big city and fight against NPCs. Now, imagine, yes, that's the premise. Imagine,
Yeah.
that's the ultimate prank right now. That the developer on a convention would disable all the NPCs and replace them with developers. So like real developers, so no tricks, and record that with a face cam and everything when they stalk the reviewers playing in utter fear from something the developers do, because the developers know how the game works inside out, and no tricks or built-in tricks to scare the fuck out of the reviewers. That would be so fucking amazing.
Oh, true, totally. But I mean, I don't see it working as a game per se, but maybe as something I can experience, like perhaps maybe like a one-time event. Reviewers scare shitless for Halloween, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
that's what I talk about. Like a convention, really, not the real game. It's just the real game is supposed to be with NPCs, but in the preview copy they replaced the NPCs with actual players.
That wouldn't really work because it would give the reviewers a wrong impression of the game. And
Well, if you give them 4 hours, and after 2 hours of them getting mutilated, you break the secret and say that
No.
this is the multiplayer. No, really? No, not even as a prank. Okay,
Very
cool.
bad idea.
Yeah, well, it's bad press, and reviewers, especially IGN reviewers, tend to get very creepy about it.
It's like giving a reviewer, a super HD copy of the game, and then when you release the game, it's like that's full of glitches and the graphics are dumbed down and half the stuff is gone, whatever.
At that moment, one reviewer or one critique will call you out. He's called Total Biscuit, and believe me, if he calls you out, your company is in ruins.
Exactly. Yeah. Same shit goes here.
Yeah, he's always gonna call you out on shit. If not him, then Angry Joe. Angry Joe is not as formal and not as well formulated as Total Biscuit, but it's enough. If a big YouTuber calls you out nowadays, you are fucking done for.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't mind that, to be quite honest. I think that YouTube is basically a place for people with power for the people, and I think that the power for the people on YouTube is the reason YouTube is getting so big.
Yeah, but then again, you have to think about how much power is actually given to the people when the only way to get a reviewer copy for a lot of games these days is to sign a contract that says that you're going to openly promote the game.
Oh yeah, you mean like the one with Shadow of Mordor, which was totally unnecessary because the game is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, I do agree with that contract, and there was a really lengthy discussion on Jimquisition. If you watch that show, you shouldn't. If you don't watch that show, you shouldn't. You should actually. Do you know the Jimquisition?
Nope.
Do you know Jim Sterling as a person? Oh, that was a Facebook song for you, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. There was a ton of your Facebook, but you didn't listen.
As I said, my Facebook completely empty. I have nothing on. Anyway, Jim Sterling, aka this Jimquisition on Escape Artist, the magazine. It's basically about it's basically his standpoint on the industry, and he is really good at taking high words and formulating them. He called them out on that bullshit in a way where many people wouldn't even think from his waypoint. That's why he's getting so big. And really, I believe that's your kind of series. I should link it for you. You would love it.
Okay.
Because it's basically not the way you think, but it's always fair for it's pro consumer really. He's like I wouldn't say Adolf Hitler because that's a little off, but he's talking good like a charismatic person for the people.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. Right. So yeah.
But the
yeah, yeah. Go on.
I just said the powerful people is great and all, but believe me, the bigger YouTuber, they will not try to lose their integrity by taking such a contract. In the moment it comes to life, they have no integrity left, and then they will lose everything they have. And they live on YouTube. Some of them will not even have a real education. They don't want to throw away their livelihood for a game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're just you basically need to decide whether or not to take a deal like that, because a deal to promote a game isn't inherently bad. Like Mega 64 does all the fucking time. You know, it's just they get paid regularly to dress up like the characters of the game into something stupid in public and raise awareness as part of a PR campaign. It's just, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, even it's awesome. Most of their best videos are promotions from games. But the moment a reviewer, somebody who identifies as a reviewer or as a critic, accepts a contract like that, their integrity is compromised. As you said, they're just they can't present their honest opinion when they're under a contract to say nothing but good things about the game. Even if their honest opinion is nothing but good things about the game,
it's still compromised integrity because he took a contract.
Exactly. Yeah, you will never know for sure because they will never be allowed to tell what their true opinion is, even if their true opinion is exactly what they present.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a very slippery slope, and I think that I'm not saying like holy shit they should never accept these contracts for blah blah blah. It should be. I think that these contracts should be offered to just certain people and not everybody. Like somebody, for example, a lot of Let's Players like PewDiePie, for example. No, they should. I don't see any reason for them not to get that. Tailored contract. I mean, have you ever heard PewDiePie say anything negative about the game or about any game whatsoever?
Yes.
Seriously?
The game's made for him, which bring him to rage.
Oh yeah.
Alright, they are an exception, but but I just want to point out that PewDiePie actually says negative stuff from time to time. He actually said negative stuff about Amnesia too.
He really? He did? I mean...
Yeah, I actually watched the Let's Play because I was highly interested in it, and because PewDiePie made Amnesia 1 and it was really actually a good Let's Play, an honestly good Let's Play, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch Amnesia 2 with him as well, because, well, Amnesia. And, the thing is, he said that Amnesia is cool and all, but that he doesn't approve or like certain changes they did to the concept, and it's just not as scary as Amnesia 1 was, and he's kind of missing a little bit of it. It wasn't like one sentence. It was like over the course of the Let's Play. If you take it together as one, then he said some negative stuff about it. Yes, but it's
Yeah, but even if he says negative stuff, which is exceptionally rare, as you said, he's still kind of sugarcoating it. It's not like saying, "Oh my God, Amnesia 2 sucks." He's like, "Yeah, I don't approve of some of these changes, and I think Amnesia 1 was scarier." Know what I mean?
Yeah, but now there's one more thing that I do want to mention about PewDiePie. I don't want to defend him because I don't really like him too much most of the time, but I think fair is fair when I do mention that he said to himself millions of times that he is never going to be a critic or reviewer because he doesn't really know how to do it, and that is exactly the reason why he is not giving too harsh statements, because he really doesn't know how to do it without it sounding completely stupid. And you know what? Fair.
Absolutely fair.
He doesn't even identify as one. It would be unfair to tell him that he sugarcoats and that's bad, because he from the start and get-go he said, yeah, I'm sugarcoating because I don't know how to do it better, and I'm not a reviewer.
Yeah, exactly. When you don't know how to do something or how to talk about something, you shouldn't talk about it at all. Like, if somebody asked me to talk about clothes or makeup or music or something like, pop music, that's something that I have no idea about, I would probably just say nothing, because I have no idea about these things. Just the bad thing about today's society in general is that the stupidest people have the loudest opinion.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So, it's just like, if more people were like PewDiePie and just refrained from doing stuff that they don't know nothing about, and they don't know anything about,
the world would be a better place.
To live.
Sorry, that was kind of evil, actually.
Oh, that was my Tommy was so laugh. What a story, Norex. Anyway, how is your sex life?
Oh, you want to know about my sex life? The thing is, my girlfriend's sitting right next to me, so if I tell you about my sex life, chances are I'm gonna get a hit on my head with a brick, so I'm not gonna do it.
Did you try anal yet?
I don't want to confirm or deny the statement.
Oh, I think that is a yes.
I don't think so, and I don't want to think so, and I don't want to tell you if I think so, because I maybe or may not have an integrity to lose starting next week. Alright, no, jokes aside, no, we didn't. No, we didn't.
What, are you gonna write about write for a porn site or something? What the hell?
No.
This didn't get you a speaker.
No, let me just be clear. No, we didn't. We tried different stuff though.
Uh-huh.
But because we are both shy and deep, the thing is, every time we try new stuff, it's always with alcohol, so new stuff sometimes fails, and we try again when we are not drunk.
Yeah, that's generally how it goes.
Excellent.
But yeah, okay, enough about butt sex for now.
But
this may be a conversational podcast, but
who are you, Jesse Cox or what? Always doing the sexual jokes on a podcast.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so let's move on to the news.
Finally, after 45 minutes, it's probably our longest not news podcast till now. Normally we fill the full podcast with news. Now we fill the full news with podcast.
If we have more time after this, maybe we can talk about a little bit more about butt sex. But for now, let's focus on the news.
You start.
Okay, so I've actually prepared 3 news, but I don't think we'll have time for all of them.
Actually,
so
yours are much more interesting than mine, so you go ahead, and I try to cram mine into them when the time is there. So start.
I'm just going to go with 2 of them. One of which is very, very important and not exactly very nice, so I think that we should leave it for the end, for last.
Alright.
So yeah, basically my first one is that Ubisoft has announced that Assassin's Creed Unity is going to run at 900p and 30 frames per second on both Xbox One and PS4.
They crammed the PS4's hardware to match with the experience of the Xbox. And I've read that too, and I'm just gonna point that one out, but I am still part of the glorious PC master race. Hard! No, shut up, console fact. This is my victory.
No, I don't know. Are they going want to keep they might keep it at 900p for PC as well, because look at what they did with Watch Dogs. They kept the specs the same across all platforms.
Yes, but the difference is that you can't bottleneck a PC game on purpose. Somebody will always find the right game for it. So you have to cut the right files out. And even then, some modder will always polish it mod. Look at Skyrim, and look at mods with Skyrim.
Yeah, okay.
So, fair enough, Ubisoft usually has really bad encryption. Fair enough, you can say that Unity is probably going to be a bit better on a computer when it comes to graphical fidelity.
Yeah, probably. But no, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to release a patch to make it run at 1080p eventually, because that's exactly what they did with Assassin's Creed 4. Like they released it when they released it on Xbox One and PS4. I think it was 720p, just like every other one. And then they released Bless You. And then they released a patch which actually upgraded the graphics to 1080p on PS4. A free patch, free update. So I'm pretty damn sure that they're going to do the same thing for Assassin's Creed Unity as well.
Probably. I'm not gonna say no to that, but well, I like the notion of putting both consoles at an equal playing field. The problem is that this hampers one of them too much. Like,
yeah, exactly.
The thing is, if they would, let's say, release DLC content not exclusively to a console, you know, if they would stop doing that, that would be cool. However, hampering the hardware strength of one console to match with another is just bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, imagine they scale it down to 480p, so it can be played with the Wii U version as well, for hardware. I mean, what kind of time we will live? People generally confuse their own gender and then say we are not equal in this world, and then someone in the game industry tries to make equal consoles. That's the same like equal grande. This Xbox One's just not as good as PS4. Stop making it happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was the same thing with the previous console generation with PS3 and 360, because the PS3 is like so much more powerful than the 360. I mean, true, most of that power is locked up behind some very, very obscure and very hard to work with hardware. So it's generally easier to develop games on the 360, but that, the PS3 is, it's less powerful. It's actually way more powerful. So, I mean, compare like the best looking PS3 exclusive, which is The Last of Us and Uncharted 3, compare it to the best looking Xbox exclusive, like, I don't know, Halo 4 or something. Like, there's just no match. There's no, it's just, the PS3 the PS3 games look so much better. And now, when you look at multi-platform games for PS3 and 360, they don't look quite as good as the PS3 exclusives do. They've been held back a lot because of the Xbox existence.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, now I kind of see the same thing happening with the PS4 and Xbox One, but Ubisoft I think is kind of taking it a step further, because they're intentionally cutting a feature which is very easy to implement. The PS4 has been designed so that games can run natively at 1080p. Okay, so I'm not too familiar with PS4 development, but I'm guessing that it's not too hard to make sure that your game runs at 1080p on PS4.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably won't take months and months of work.
I'm sorry.
At best. I'm guessing that it's about as simple as flicking a switch, but I'm probably wrong on this. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that it takes a week to do it.
Yeah.
And they're just refusing to do it because just to avoid annoying the Xbox fans and to avoid arguments. And I mean, they explicitly said that they're doing this to avoid creating a discussion.
Well, they just created a discussion.
Exactly. Seems like Unity just
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sneezing.
Man.
No, Jesus, I need to stop sneezing. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it just started.
Okay. Yeah, Unity just keeps getting itself into these kind of situations,
Yeah.
Like, first it was like with the no female characters thing, and then now this.
Well, the thing is, what I think the most suspect is that they are trying to put it on the equal. They are, for whatever reason, let's be fair here. They are trying to put it on the equal playing field in favor of the weaker console. not in favor of the strong console, which sold less. That's what I mean weaker, not as a weaker. It's weaker. Don't talk about that, but just it sold less, for example. You know.
Yeah.
And this is where I fail to understand why they would do that. Now, that's just, first of all, it created a discussion, and maybe they wanted to do that on purpose, even if they say they don't. Because that would make sense, you know? Maybe they wanted to do a discussion on purpose, because it would make sense, because controversy enhanced game sales. It would make sense maybe in some worlds or on some market pie chart. And maybe, yeah, maybe all of that. But they decided to go for that, and the discussion will now be in favor of the weaker console. Why? Why would you do that?
Well, because the game. Okay. No, look. I don't mind that the games have the same common ground. Like, I mean, let's say that Unity could have looked like 10 times better if it was PS4 exclusive. I mean, it can't, obviously. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that it could have looked much better if it was a PS4 exclusive.
Very
I
would
don't
have been
mind-
looking better. It would have
I
been
don't
sharper.
mind. Yeah, exactly. It would be sharper, but that's the whole point. I mean, I don't mind if the graphics are a little bit worse than they could have been, just for getting the game out to more people. But when you intentionally disable a feature which is so easy to implement, like the PS4 has been created for 1080p gameplay.
Yes.
The PS4 doesn't even have an SD cable. You know, all it has is an HDMI. It's the first console to date. I'm not sure about the Xbox One, but the PS4 is the first console to date that doesn't have an SD port. So the only way you can play it is through an HDMI.
Yeah.
So it's been it has been basically the console has been built for 1080p. So to just intentionally cut something like that out of the game, it just seems like a dick move.
It seems not only like a dick move. It's just like it's similar to Day One DLC. They cut something out of the game to sell it. I don't understand why they would do this in this case. I just don't, because now the discussion they sparked will be a discussion for, as in good for the weaker side, which is bad press. Really, it's bad. It's the consumer base of PS4 is just larger. Even if it's still small, it's larger, and if they do that against them, they might as well get pissed off and don't buy the game, and then they, well, took the weaker party. And it's not, it's really just, sales figures on those are really binary. You have more or you have less. And if you take the less, then you take the less money. And that's where I don't understand Ubisoft. Now, I do sound like a Jew right here, but marketing-wise, that wasn't smart.
Well, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think you should really just think about whether or not there's such a thing as bad publicity.
Well, I think it's bad publicity, yes?
I mean, is there even such a thing as bad publicity?
There's such a thing as bad publicity.
You think so?
Yes, because I would go as far as saying that no matter, alright, no matter what she gained from it, Miley Cyrus, for example, still made bad publicity with all her shit. No matter what she gained from it, she still made bad publicity. The thing is, what do you want to be famous for?
Why is it bad publicity when she's earning way more than we're gonna see in our lifetimes?
Well, for the while at least. The thing is, okay, good. What do I define as bad publicity? That's a poetic thing, actually. I don't define bad publicity as in, there was a bad action, hence bad publicity. What I think is bad publicity is nothing but Paragon Renegade, really. What do you want to be known for? Is it really that you want to be known for pissing in a fucking bucket in a restaurant and is uploading a video to Tumblr? Is that what you want to be known for? Alright, go ahead. But still bad publicity, because you are known for something bad. You are known for something stupid. You are known for something that legitimately pisses people off.
But it's making her way more money than she would have earned if she was legit.
It makes him more mighty. It makes him more mighty faster, but it also creates this gap between your not fans and your fans, basically. Now, what I mean is, if you go toward bad publicity, you will go good faster. Yes. But you go bad publicity. Now, hear me out. Here's the thing. Bad publicity creates a gap. There's going to be the people who legitimately hate you. Like, legitimate haters. That actually exists. Because they think you're disrespectful. You are just not good for whatever you are representing. You're not good for kids and things. And then there's your fans. Now, fans usually always have a decrease unless you have good publicity. Because if you have bad publicity, the only thing people who don't know you from the outside, well, yeah, you pissed in a fucking bucket in a restaurant, that's disrespectful. You know? They get to know you because of that. And if that nobody's a fan of Justin Bieber because he pissed in a bucket and was disrespectful, you know. So there's no chance for him to gain new fans, and eventually his old fans will simply stop liking him, even if it's for the stupid reason. Well said, stupid reason that he simply makes other stuff and it's not as good as back in the days. You know, that's mostly the reason why old fans stop liking new songs of new bands, for example.
But the thing is, people don't give a shit about
Yeah.
this, okay? They still have millions. If they stop working right now, they'll still have more money to spend like crazy until they're old.
But that's where you are actually very, very wrong, because I can tell you for a fact that artists don't actually have that much money. That's actually a pretty big documentary about it in Germany. Is that many artists who have success in Germany don't actually have a lot of money. The company has money. They get paid a fixed amount of that, and really that depletes kind of fast. If you don't work, you don't have education, nothing. You're just a prick, which is known for pissing a bucket. Okay, take it this way. Let's say you are a boy band group leader. Yes, you lead a boy band. Yes, you're 18 years old. 10 years later, you stop doing it. You're 28 because you had a boy band. You didn't get a job education. Okay, that's fair because you had to dedicate your life to something. And that was the boy band. Now you do that. Cool. And the boy band's over. The times are over. You don't have fans anymore. It's not selling well. Boy band's blah. Shit's happening. You're breaking down. And you only made bad publicity. You were known because of bad publicity. Now you can go to a job education. You say, I want to be trained as a restaurant worker. He looks at you and says, oh, you were in a boy band. That pissed in the bucket. It was disrespectful. Okay, we're not going to hire you. You have nothing, you have no school, you were 10 years in a boy band, you are completely untrained for work, you have no idea what further work experience is, you are pretty much useless for society, you are not...
You've got fame behind you, and that's what matters. If you go to a producer, you go to a movie producer, and say, hey, look...
Do you remember Ashley Tisdale?
Who?
Ashley Tisdale.
No.
That was a Disney star, who had not only bad publicity. Nobody knows her anymore, and she used to have 2 million likes on Facebook. Nobody gives a fuck about her anymore because she doesn't do shit. She doesn't act anymore, she's just doing drugs. She has no education, she's stuck on the same shit. She has no education, she has no money left. Because she spent it all, because really money depletes when you have no income. That's the way it works. And she's completely stuck in that, and she has nothing. She will never have anything, and she will constantly be denied because of her bad publicity. This is her fate, and she's caught.
Nobody has ever told her, look, you should stop working, nobody's going to hire you anymore past this point. It was her choice and her bad decisions that led her to this. I mean, if she had continued, once you have, the weird thing about show business is that once you get famous, it's very hard to become unfamous. I mean, it's possible, but as long as you keep trying, like I'm not saying just, with hard work, as long as you keep trying at all, you will remain relevant. There will always be work for you.
But you can't be a kid star if you're 40 years old. It's not gonna work. And if you're a bad actor, then you have no fucking way to go from a music career to a fucking acting career. It's not gonna happen.
That's true, but you can always have. You can do documentaries. You can do.
But let's really sorry we are spending too much time on this discussion. But let me just cut this one thing right straight, which I totally didn't mention. But you do forget that if you only do bad publicity and you're working for Disney, at one point Disney is going to cut you the cable, and then there's really no way you can go big again, ever. That's just if you get fired as an actor and music artist by Disney, you will die down. You can't change that.
If you were hired by Disney, that means that you have some acting talent. What you do with that acting talent after Disney cuts you off is your business.
But the thing is, who is fucking going to hire you if you were fired because of all the bad things you did? Nobody's gonna hire you because nobody's going to be as that stupid.
Why not? If you're a popular star, look, Miley Cyrus.
Look at Charlie Sheen. He is the living proof to my point. He got fired because of bad publicity. Nobody wants him since then.
I don't think he has even tried.
Yes.
First of all, he was in Scary Movie 5, so that means that some people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that Scary Movie 5 was still a thing.
Yeah, it is.
That's.
I believe. But yeah, I don't think he has. If he, Charlie Sheen is a very good actor. I mean, he's good at playing a certain part. He's okay. Seriously, the sneezing again.
Yes, but it's not gonna come again. I'm pretty sure.
I
Really.
hope so. Just cover your nose on something. I mean, but yeah, Charlie Sheen is very good at playing a certain type of character. But this type of character, he has pretty much perfected them. You know, and so basically, as long as he wants to play that certain type of character, he's going to get jobs. Pretty much wherever he was, because he's a big name who has a lot of talent behind him. Whether or not he's actually looking out for these jobs, that's his business.
That is true. But I don't. Okay, you know what? Let's
Yeah.
stop. Let's just stop this discussion. This could go for ages.
Exactly.
We're both right and wrong in one way or another, like always.
Yeah.
Good. Now present your next piece of news, please.
I think you should do yours, because I already want to save mine for last.
The thing is, we are at 1 hour, 1 hour and 5 minutes actually. So there's probably not gonna be any piece of news from me this week because my news are boring.
Okay then. Well, mine, as I said, is kind of serious, and I think it deserves a serious talk. Because, do you know who Brianna Wu is?
I actually don't.
She's, I didn't know actually either, because I don't really follow mobile gaming. But apparently she has released this very famous and very well received game called Revolution 60, which I'll probably check out. I mean, I haven't been playing that many games, mobile games, but I'm gonna check it, see if it's good for myself. The thing is, she has received, when did this happen exactly? Let me take a look. Yesterday. Yesterday she was forced to leave her home and go to a hotel because she received death threats after her address was posted online. I'm looking at the tweets right now, and just these are anonymous tweets that came from a Twitter account called Death to Brianna, and let me just read some of them really quick.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
hope you, I hope you enjoy your last moments alive on this earth. You did nothing worthwhile with your life. If you have any kids, they're going to die too. I don't give a fuck. They'll grow up to be feminists anyway. Your mutilated corpse will be on the front page of Jezebel tomorrow, and there isn't jack shit you can do about it. How's that for terrifying, you stuck-up cunt? I'm sick of you fucking feminist asshats. I'm going to rape your filthy ass until you bleed, then choke you to death with your husband's tiny Asian penis. And the last one is, guess what, bitch? I know where you live, you and Frank live it, and then they posted the address. And the girl, Brianna, was actually forced to call the police and to move out of the house because these aren't just simple, I'm going to kill you type of thing. It's like the guy, or the girl, I don't know who it is, I assume it's a guy, who posted this, actually knew where the girl lives. He knew where Brianna lives, and he actually did some, I just read all that stuff to you, which is actually very, very disturbing. Now, no matter what you think about, Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn and these people like that, can we just agree that this shit is fucked up?
I do agree that this shit is fucked up.
I mean, like, come on. Like, I'm the first guy who's gonna call Anita Sarkeesian out of her bullshit, I just, ever since day one, ever since her Kickstarter video, which was basically, I'm going to make a video about how women are victimized in video games, give me money, I've been calling her out on this bullshit. But this shit is getting out of control. If this discussion is going to be taken seriously at all, fuck, if we're only going to be decent human beings, this kind of shit needs to stop. It's like, it is seriously pissing me off. It's like, I don't even know what to say. What kind of a fucked up person would go to a woman and harass her and threaten to rape and murder her and her children and her family because she has released a video game? What kind of a world do we live in?
Well, that same shit happens to other creators of video games as well. Just not in that fucking You know what? I think we live not in a world where the video game scene is dominated by males. Actually, I don't believe that. But what I do really believe is that we live in a world where mainstream success comes with a certain kind of hate. Because always the same shit. The thing is, what I do also sincerely believe is even if your real address leaks, you are not really in danger. That's my sincere belief, because really, those death traps, they have been out for years, okay? Just my opinion. They have been out for years to different people, and nothing ever happened. Nobody who made a game or who critiqued the game ever got hit because of that. It's just so absolutely stupid that it would ever happen. It's just not. It's just really hard to imagine. Like, I don't think that she will ever be in serious danger. Now, okay, I can feel. I know how that can feel fucking up, like outraging. I can feel that. I know that if you feel that, if you get the hate, basically, that could potentially be fucking depressing. It could really just fuck you up majorly. But I do not believe that you should take it too serious. I know it can fuck you up majorly, and I know that if it happens to you, because I had it happen to me on a smaller scale in my own town, however, even if your real address leaks and something like this happens, this makes it serious. But I don't believe it's gonna happen, and people need to calm down, read the comments once more, and realize how fucking bullshit it is. It's really how absolutely never ever this is going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, as I said, these aren't just empty threats. I mean, because everybody is famous, as you said, has received death threats at one point or another. Hideo Kojima said that, every time he says this Metal Gear game is going to be the last one, he receives death threats. But these death threats are usually, I'm gonna kill you if you don't do this, blah blah blah. They're nothing serious. They're obvious, But when some guy actually posts your address on Twitter, and your home address that who knows how they got, and they say, I'm going to come and kill you and mutilate your corpse, and I'm going to kill your children as well. And it's just, I don't know, even if they don't actually mean it, that's a really fucked up thing to say to somebody. That's like, if I received this address and somebody said that they were going to kill me, I would have probably been pretty terrified myself.
Yeah, obviously I can understand how it could promote terrifyingness in your heart. I could totally understand that, but when we all come back to it, it's probably not gonna happen.
Even if it doesn't happen, that doesn't make it any less fucked up.
I never said it did. I never said it did. I just said that it's probably not gonna happen, and you can call the cops. I mean, you should call the cops. I mean, you see that once something goes to the press or goes to the actual what's it called, to the law, like this whole swatting thing, it dies down. So yeah, you need to make a sign till it happens. But at the end of the day, if you can't sleep and you get anxiety problems because of death threats on the internet, then you shouldn't be on the internet. Because really, death threats happen all the time. Like, the moment you play a game of Call of Duty, you get death threats.
Wait a minute, so you're basically saying that, look, this woman didn't do anything to deserve these death
No, I never said she deserved it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to set it straight. The woman didn't do anything to deserve it. It's completely fucked up. But at the end of the day, probably is nothing going to happen. And if you get so much stress and disorder because of that you feel unsafe no matter where you are, and you are afraid of your life because of some Twitter account which is aimed at you for nothing but a fucking death trap, which is so ridiculous in essence, then it's probably for you time for you to turn off the internet for a week and enjoy vacations. That's what I meant. I didn't want to say get off the internet as bad. Just get off the internet. Get your head clear. I just wanted to set that straight. I don't want to sound like a fucking asshole. Just get your head straight. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, I don't know, and the internet is a pretty important platform, especially when you're a single developer who is, making games. Your internet is basically your way to reach your audience. So basically you're saying, if you don't want to receive death threats, don't be a female, or don't make games, or if you make games, just don't talk to your audience.
No, that's not that's not what I want to say. But if you get so death traps and they really do those anxiety issues, I can tell you one thing for a fact. Male reviewers received that as well. They just delete that and tend to not talk about it as much. And I don't want to say that women are weak because I know women receive that as well and don't talk about it. The thing is just, what I wanted to really point out here is that if this gets you so hard, then please just do vacation, get your head clean. Let the police deal with it. Get out of danger officially, and then just ignore it. It's not gonna happen, just get your head clean. Because this is fucked up, yes, but the best way to deal with it is simply to ignore it. If you give it attention, it's not gonna stop.
Yeah, probably not. But as I said, these aren't just empty death threats. Obviously, there was some intent behind them because this guy found her address. You know, he found out where she lives, and if that doesn't terrify you, it's not something. It's not some random comment that says I'm gonna kill you. It's not like this is serious shit. Even if it probably doesn't happen, then it's still pretty damn scary just because he actually managed to discover her actual home address.
Yes, well, if they went so far, I wouldn't say... it really just needs investigation, I guess. Like, if you ever, by any point, posted your home address on Facebook, for example, and they figured that out, then I wouldn't be too worried, because that's information a lot of people have already figured out, I believe. But if they, like, gone off of their way to figure that out, because, you, like, for example, you don't have Facebook, you never posted it anywhere, 100%ly never even give a glimpse of an idea where you come from, maybe even have a pen name, things like that. If you really go out of the way for that, then yes, that's fucked up. But for example, right now, as an example, I have my former school on my Facebook list. Everyone would know in which town I live based on that. And really, because the former school has an open network, they could figure out where I live as well in just a minute. Now, I wouldn't be too worried if somebody figures out my real address, but just because of that. But if I would go out of the way and delete all of that, and I'm pretty sure nobody has saved it, then yes, I could totally understand what you'd go for.
Yeah, I mean, even if somebody did go through the trouble of finding your address, like even if it's like relatively easy, that's still pretty fucked up. I mean, just the fact that somebody went through the trouble of making this account called Death to Brianna and actually figured out her home address and then started tweeting her, even if they have no intention of actually killing her, that still puts this guy on a whole different level than those YouTube commenters who say I'm gonna kill you if you don't do this and that. You know?
I honestly try to not see a difference there. I try to not see a difference. That's an important part of the sentiment, because really, as I said, people can bring you down for the easiest stuff, and I'm not saying that it's unjustified, but what I'm saying is that sometimes you just need to chillax on it and pretend it didn't happen, because that's basically the way to deal with it. And really, you maybe didn't have death traps in that that scale, but you had similar situations in your life all over your life, and basically, even if you hadn't had ever this scale, at the end it's still just people talking. Nothing ever happened to a developer or reviewer. Nothing ever happened to them. And there were reviewers and developers who compared their audience to ISIS, and nothing happened to them. You know? That's what. That's, I just want to put that in perspective. Nothing happened to Anita Sarkeesian. Nothing happened to Zoe Quinn. Nothing will happen to Brianna. And Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian, sorry if I have to say that, had the bigger trouble. Even if I don't like neither of them, they had the bigger trouble. Nothing happened to them, nothing's gonna happen to Brianna. No offense, it's just the way I look at it is, if nothing happens to anybody, why should it happen to me? What did I do worse? I did nothing worse, okay, it's not gonna happen to me.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point here is that this woman received death threats for no other reason other than she received very elaborate death threats for no other reason other than because she wants to release a video game. So this is what does it say about the general gaming audience? If this is what happens, what keeps happening to women constantly. I mean, because I agree that games themselves aren't racist, aren't sexist. They're not. What Sarkeesian is saying is bullshit. But the general gaming audience, the more I think about it, the more I look at their reactions, the more I read their comments, the general gaming audience is super fucking sexist.
Yeah, I do agree. Not the developers are sexist, the audience is, and you have to work with your audience and not against it all the time. It's not gonna work.
I mean, it's just like, what do you do with this? Like, I'm like, do we just stop? How do you even deal with this? Like, how can you continue being part of this community while also being so disgusted by it? How do you want to keep enjoying video games and talking about video games when the average person who enjoys video games and talks about video games is also incredibly fucking sexist? How do you... It's just actually putting everything, this is putting our entire community of gamers worldwide into perspective, and is making us really reevaluate who we are and what we do and what we stand for. This is something big.
Well,
I'm trying to say.
yeah, obviously, and I totally agree with you on that. But as I said, my main problem with this thing is not the main problem. The main thing why I am talking about it is because I sincerely believe that people are taking too much account. That doesn't have to too much into account, really. Sometimes they just should take a day off and get their heads clean instead of going and taking it big. Like, you don't take it big to the police, they can deal with that, but a mainstream person like Kotaku will probably just analyze the wrong meaning into it, and suddenly there's a whole discussion about it. I mean, sometimes it's just better to not... So,
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, the thing is, I received, as I said, afterwards before, not on the internet, but in real life. And sometimes it's just better to shut up, let the police do the shit, and just drink a long drink on the beach. It's just sometimes the best day to do it.
Or maybe there should be a discussion about it. I mean, if
There
this
has
keeps
been-
happening over and over and over again,
But the thing is, you do know Gamer Skate, right?
give it, nope.
No,
Oh, give us, yeah.
yeah, that Gamerskate. You know, that the thing is, this discussion happens again and again, and there's always the wrong people to blame for it. If shit like that happen, you have to blame the vocal minority, which is just too loud, not the people who are actually the gaming audience. And the thing is, really, if it happens the fourth time in a row, then you, as the fourth time in a row, shouldn't start it again, because it's not gonna help. It's just gonna flame the whole fucking oil again. You should just take a long drink, go to the beach, and let authorities handle it. Because, to be quite honest, bringing up the same point again and again, that's something people do who don't like to lose arguments.
Well, I think they're just doing it because they don't know what else to do. I mean, how do you solve this problem? How do you stop people, especially women, in this community from receiving death threats?
I can't stop it. I can just stop it by not making them. I wouldn't make them because I'm not a respectless asshole. But that's not the point. The thing is,
Exactly.
the only thing I can do against this, if it were to be happening to me, the only thing I could do would be to call the authorities, go to the beach, and drink a long drink. Because I don't think that... okay, I maybe not because I'm a man. I would maybe take it to the press because that really never got to the press when when it happened to a man. But in most of the time, I would really just go to the beach and drink a long drink. I know I'm saying that the fifth time or something, but it would, like, if I would get a serious influence of hate, I'm gonna actually deal with this that way. The moment I get hate in the internet, I would take a beach and long drink, because, seriously, that's the thing that sounds the most realistic to me. I'm not gonna judge people who go take it big, because, as I said, it's so fucked up, it needs changing. That's correct. But if you can't help it with the discussion, if it's not solving your problems, if your anxiety is still there after starting a discussion, even after you started it, it's not too late to go to the beach. You know what I mean? You just need to get your head clean if you're the person who gets threatened. That's a fact. If you don't get your head clean, you will die from the pressure. Well, not die, but you will get a severe case of burnout after a while. So you just have to get it clean. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Kind of, but no, I don't think just burying it in the sand is going to is going to help anybody.
No, I'm just I just clear to.
In the problem, you're basically saying if something happens to that, you should not speak up. No, you should speak up. This is wrong. It should be.
That's not what I didn't say. I just clarified that, by the way. That was not what I was saying. I just clarified that. I just said that after you spoke up, you shouldn't discuss. You should spoke up, state your opinion, and then chill the fuck out and let other people discuss it, because you are done. You had it happened. You had spoken up. Everything is out of your control now. You're gonna hope that it changes into sort of better, and you can come back after chillaxing and bring some rational points.
Well, that's basically exactly what Brianna did. She posted these tweets and said, that's what happened to me. She let other people discuss it. She didn't discuss anything herself. At least not that I can see.
Oh, see, good. Then this is exactly what I was talking about and the right way to deal with it. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for not understanding you at all or even asking. But this is exactly, in my opinion, completely right way to do shit.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, basically, like, there's no point in dwelling on it when we know it doesn't help, but I think that people just keep dwelling on it because they don't know how to deal with it otherwise. Because, obviously, not doing anything is not helping. Talking about it isn't helping. Then what can we do to help it?
Huh. I see.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be monitoring this particular situation, but things aren't looking very good. Okay. Anyway, so that's basically it from me.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to add? Do you have anything to add to this, or like?
I think that I talked about what I think is right or wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think that on this very, very sad note, we are just going to end this podcast.
Chances are we gonna end it, yes. Well, okay, the last thing I really want to add is that, just to make this sure, I'm not advocating silence in form of if you need help. I'm not doing that. If you catch me wrong, which happens a lot because I tend to use words and then don't realize what those words could mean, because I think of them different. Then I'm sorry, I didn't mean that way, but what I want to say out is, after you've spoken up about what happened to you in the internet, you should just take a break from it and get the fuck down. I'm not saying this because I think you're weak, I'm not saying this because anyone is weak, I'm just saying that because if you shovel it into you, then, even if they have made their goal much better than if you would have just died it out. Because to be quite honest, even if they do death threats to you, the goal is maybe not is to get you responding one way or another. And if you keep digging into that argument, they destroyed you more than you think you did. Really, that's the way it is. If you just chill out, then they failed their goal, and all the impact is wasted because you did the right thing. You just ignored the fuck out of them. They are basically like bullies. And really, we had nothing ever happen to somebody who got serious death threats inside it. Not even the Flappy Bird developer, and he really got serious fucking death threats. Nothing happened to him either.
Yeah, well, then again, the guy never really got any death threats. I mean, the guy was like, he was in Vietnam, I believe, and I don't think any Vietnamese person actually sent him death threats.
But that would be totally not Asian. But what I wanted to point out is that you shouldn't assume that you're the first person that has something happen to him unless you did something majorly bad. Like unless you're majorly fucked up and has a reason why the people want you dead, then nothing's gonna happen to you. But that's not the case here, and not the case back in the past, and not the case with you. Just chill out, relax, speak up, but chill out. Because if you destroy yourself arguing, you probably have made their goal for them. Because they want to destroy it, they want to get you out of your way, they want you to demolish your own dreams, they want you to throw that all away on the fucking bin, and want to keep you away from what you want to be. And that's basically why the fuck you should not ever pay attention to them too much. If they give you their threats, you speak up and then you go chill out. Take a long drink, go to the beach. If you don't have a beach, you can also go to the mountains. If you don't have mountains or beach, then you're probably somewhere in Russia. Then go to the snow. It's always just some nice quiet place. Go there, chill out. Take a grill, take a friend with you, do a barbecue. That's what I wanted to say. I hope that is now that now came across right, and I am not standing here like a total asshole.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think that was pretty well said. Yeah.
Good. Then I would love to stop the podcast at this note because, as I said, it's getting late. 1 hour 25 minutes by now, and I am not having any noteful news. And I also said this is the last piece of news. So this is a podcast number 3 for a while now. We'll see each other next week or maybe in 2 weeks. It depends on time and schedules. Have a good day. Right, and say bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.